15 people.
Good enough. Okay. Let's get started.
Are you at 2,000?
Yeah, dude. But wait, before we ready up, I just want to say really quickly, guys, anyone who's watching, this is a demo review. I don't have my own stream because my internet's terrible, so I'm making Rainy do it. This is our team versus mTs on PL Barnblitz. Hold on one second. Anyways, so obviously this is a demo. This is a demo man POV, so it's how I play demo man on a payload map. But also, I'm gonna try to go over calling because I think that's probably a thing that people want to hear more than just how I play demo man. So I'm gonna try to add some insight too. I'll see if we have to pause the demo at any point so I can just talk about stuff. Hopefully not too often. But yeah, that's just about ready. Are you ready to go, Rain?
Yeah. Do you want to go on go?
Okay. Wait, hold on. Where's my cross? Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Anyway, we're 30 seconds from starting here, the payload round. First round. People are doing the annoying rock and roll. Anyways, you might notice that I'm actually running the Alibaba's Wee Booties. I decided to try that out for suicides just to see what happens. I'm not sure how well it actually works on Barnblitz because it's probably better if you have a suicide where you're bombing into them and there's that giant thing in the skybox in the way, which I really don't like. I think it limits the skill ceiling of suicides, and most of them will just kind of walk up and spam from the ground rather than actually jumping. I tried to give jumping a shot in these scrims, but I don't think it's really worth it. Yeah, that happens. I mean, I tried to give Alibaba's Wee Booties a shot. I think they'd actually work really well on like Upward or Badwater or something, but I think on this map they didn't really work out super well. Not a big deal though. Unlike a lot of teams, we don't really commit our medic at all right away because we find a lot of teams, especially if they have that gun on the left, it's really easy to just push the cart in the house without, yeah, I get sniped there, so whatever, but it's really easy to push the gun through the house without having to pop. And yeah, look, we capped it instantly. They really gave it up super fast. As you can see, I'm switching my let up back to the regular pipe launcher, and now we're going to commit our medic. I'm not sure if they popped or dropped here or what, but yeah, they gave us the point for free, and unless they have the gun in the house, I think that's pretty easy to do. Oh, there we go.
Finny just got hard blue,
yeah, that's when it happened. I knew it was sometime, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, we have a couple ringers here. Findy's playing for Rainy on Spy. Amhaz is playing for Tix on Soldier, and Sneaky Polar Bear, who's our backup heavy, is playing heavy for DVC. So I noticed their snipers super caught out here. They really need to be getting back to 2. This is how you lose too fast. But unfortunately, Noko gets our heavy. Yeah, I'm gonna just spoil it and say our first attack is a little rough and we get better afterwards. So I noticed they're all really close. I don't know why Cabler popped there. I think that was too early a maneuver. We're not even to the gun yet. They're using the gun on the staircase, which I have a way of dealing with, which I'll get to later when I actually succeed. But because we popped so early, I wasn't able to do it. So yeah, I meant to surf up there, but not much to do. Our sniper does get their demo man. Oh, nice shot, and he gets the soldier. What we should be doing now, especially when I spawn, is trying to force their Uber with the picks we have, so that we can repush with Uber advantage. There's no real downside to just forcing unless they like use it to chase our medic and kill him. That like payload compared to 5CP, it's super important to keep your medic alive. Like a lot of times I actually de-emphasize that, like on mid fights and the like, but on payload the team that loses their medic like never, or on attack defense, usually wins. Like, I remember a Sixes gravel pit game where we lost 2-0 just because our medic died 3 times more than theirs and all the other stats were, like, identical. But anyways, we're just waiting here to push. We're up top. I usually like pushing second through the drop-down entrance because it's very easy to get in without having to force way earlier than them, and you can just chase them really far back. We have Uber now, so I'm calling to go. Just take a single on me, force it, and then, yeah. This is what I like to do when the gun's close on the stairs. People think that spot's really good because it can, like, force you early. But if you just ignore the gun and push past it and get like forward pressure, it's very easy to just keep chasing and kill people. So I accidentally gave their medic a saw there. He's our blues, you know, very, very strong medic. This wasn't the best push because our team didn't come in super fast after they were. That was probably because we forced them so late. They did a really good job of kiting at that time, but my team did manage to sneak the 3rd cap, which is still very good. So it doesn't really matter that I died. You're going to die a lot on payload offense with demo when you're leading those pushes unless you play super passive, and that's really not my intention. Unfortunately, Enigma just destroys us here. He was actually playing scout for them at the beginning, and he was doing super well. We were having a really hard time dealing with him. We do better at dealing with the scout later. It's probably my fault. I was missing a couple of easy. Anyways, I'm just waiting until they get Uber. They can't keep holding here forever because we have the cart, so they're not going to spawn there, and we're spawning much, much closer. So gradually, I mean, third is probably, after the first point, the hardest point to hold on this map because it's just so hard to get your medic out. Their spawns are just so much better for holding it, or for pushing it than yours are for holding it. Rainy, I'm getting reports that we're laggy. I'm not sure about that.
That might be you, just your demo.
Yeah, I wonder if it is. I am a pretty laggy player. I'm not sure though. But anyways, I see their medic's super caught out here. I'm trying to force him potentially. I don't know if we succeed. It looks like we don't, but that's what I advocate doing when there's like no. Yeah, they try to take an aggressive Uber into us. I don't remember this working out too well. We're smart enough to hold our medic in a place where they can't get us. I mean, that's a valid strategy to push out on them with the defensive Uber, but you have to know where their medic is. I think it's actually better to do that when both teams have Uber and you can just force their Uber away from your sentry gun. But we didn't even have Uber, so we were really far back. They try to retake this point. That works for in the short term, but I don't think this is actually that advisable because we have the point. They're just look, Ninja, really nice pick on their medic. They're just asking for something like that to happen if they hold that close. I mean, we spawn basically right here where our soldier is now. They spawn so far. We spawn way faster than them. And yeah, the guy who was talking to me, Rainy, says it was stream lag and not me. Whatever. Hopefully that'll resolve itself or people can deal with it. Anyway, we're trying to Uber in here. They're gonna sap so we get it fairly easily. Nice shots by everyone. He says it's been fine as of late. This is where we really should be chasing them. That demo needs to get, yeah, nice we get him. And we're just getting really good forward pressure here. This is what you have to do post-Uber. Everyone has to come in and just help you clean up. Some teams I think have struggled on pushing this map, especially on last, because like right after they use their Uber, their flank doesn't come in fast enough to support. I think that's really important on this map. Like your Uber is only going to do so much. You need like the post-Uber, like aggressive push. And we do a pretty good job on this point, although it's not super difficult. The last point's a lot harder. Let's see how we deal with that. I actually don't exactly remember. But whatever the case. My role in offense is mostly just to use these Ubers to get as much out of it as I can and then let my team follow up. Like, I'm not expecting to kill everything, especially when they have Uber as well. Right now, I know I can spam for 3 from lockers. It's a really good position. Like, there's not much they can do here. They can't get our medic if we play this correctly. Maybe they can get a kill or 2, but it doesn't matter. We spawn so fast. We don't have any other advantage, so there's no point in not trying it. And this is really what you gotta do on Payload. You have to like create the advantages yourself. They're not gonna just give them to you for free. They're gonna have the defenders use overtime up to create it. And yeah, their sniper's super far forward. I'm missing tons of stick. He's very laggy, but hop in. We forced their Uber too. This is a complete failure of an Uber, as you'll see pretty soon. I can't get to their gun. I'm extremely laggy right now, so I can't even get their gun. Our medic's caught in. I actually, believe it or not, get a chance to come up here, but because we weren't able to get their gun, the rest of our team isn't really able to push it in time. I'm trying to get, finally we get it, but we've lost so much in the process. And that wasn't very well coordinated, to be honest. I kind of messed up there, but like I said, it gets better as we go. It's very hard to push last on Barnblitz because they just have such a defender's advantage on that map. Like, it's so hard to get the entries, unless you have a huge Uber advantage to begin with. I mean, right now we could be suiciding and trying to create an Uber advantage. It's probably the best way to push it, but really you just have to get the Uber out of the way, hope you get a couple entry kills, and then use your numbers advantage. Because you do have better spawns, it takes them like 20 seconds to spawn on lamps. I'm trying to take over this upper area because I see that their demo's giving me free room. I call for Cabler to give me some heals. Oh, and while I was doing that, it turns out I was accidentally distracting because our spy just got their heavy and their medic. So that should be a relatively easy push for us. We're not waiting for Uber because we know we have heals and we should use this to try to get the gun. So if he wrangles it, this map is just, it's so difficult to get that sentry if he's wrangling it. The best I can do is like shoot past it onto the entry, but even that is difficult. Luckily Sigfu manages to jump over and kill him. And finally we cap it. Not the worst time, not the best. I think our team did a decent job of following up our Ubers. It was just our Ubers themselves weren't doing much. They weren't really letting us. Like, I really couldn't get to the sentry very easily. I couldn't force them super quickly. Their team was just playing it well. I'm having like the world's biggest lag spike right now. I don't know if you can tell. Hopefully that'll resolve itself. I don't really know what else to say. Just waiting in setup time. You'll see the way we hold this. We actually like to use our gun in the house. We find that a lot of teams, their medic is going to end up popping anyways for counter Ubers, and I mean, like, as long as you can avoid being forced by the suicide, which isn't even very easy because of the aforementioned big thing in the sky in the way, you can generally afford to not have a gun there if you just play smart and watch out for spies and snipers and the like. So, we keep our gun in the house because we find that the main reason that this point gets given up so early is because while the Uber's going on, they just ninja cap the cart, and then you're just forced to back all the way up. If we can keep that from happening, we can usually milk another minute out of this point, and I think that that's usually pretty helpful. I mean, like, when it comes down to trying to push the enemy last, that extra minute can really matter. So we keep our gun in the room, which I like a lot. So I'm spamming kills at the entrance. Recently, I like to do that more, spam kills to the left, because that's where their sniper walks out. I find that that's probably the person who is most important to kill, because everyone's going to respawn so fast. actually gets their medic. Ridiculous. I was very surprised I managed to pull that off. But that alone buys us like another minute or so. So I'm just trying to spam out the cart. I love this angle right here, as long as someone's watching the house to the right of you, because if you hug that wall, their sniper can't really see you. I mean, their sniper was dead anyways. But if you hug that right wall perfectly, you can spam the cart as it goes around that left bend, and their sniper can't really see you. So yeah, I'm trying to do this. I'm not doing it exactly right, I was going a little too far to the left, but yeah, their sniper as you see spawned now, so I'm trying to spam out their sniper, same thing. I really like using that angle. Their medic's super committed here, and yeah, Fathom goes down. I see that they're trying to push the cart super hard, so I go over to help, because, yeah, I overestimated how close the cart was, to be honest, but I still think that that's not the worst call in the world to try to, like, block the cart a little bit when you can, if they're concentrating their same man. We get forced a little bit here, a bit of a miscommunication. Cable thought I was going into them, I wasn't. I'm so laggy that I actually have a blue Uber because I don't know why that glitches. I failed to kill the heavy for like 10 minutes. Oh, I killed him with the roller actually. Yeah, I'm not on my best form in terms of aim here. I mean, I'm not like I don't have the best aim ever usually, but whatever. But I'm just trying to do my job. I need to reload some stickies. Sneaky polar bear actually manages to get their medic. Sees that no one's protecting him well enough and he drops in. They're not really, I mean, I think they're slowly getting this because of that direct hit. We're kind of giving them a lot of room, but yeah, we decided to get out. No real need to hold it forever as long as we can get our medic out. We had a really nice hold on that point. Most teams don't hold it for that long. So we're fine. So we're just holding this corner. I see a lot of demos peeking up really far on the stairs and peeking this. I don't like to do that unless I know there's snipers set. I just think it's too risky and you're not going to get a ton out of it. I find I can do perfectly fine damage from here. It can keep them from getting around the cart. Unfortunately, that direct hit is doing a lot of work. It's very annoying to try to deal with that direct hit. I see that Curtis pull a scout coming in. That's just not going to work. Our heavy's watching the stairs. I see that sniper there. I'm trying to catch the sniper out. Very important to kill the sniper. I call that in our soldiers thing. As you can see, yeah, here we go. This is the meat. They finally get Uber in time. I don't think they had it beforehand, otherwise they would have used it and I managed to get out. You see, the reason I did that is because their sniper was dead. Because their sniper was dead, I knew I could push up essentially for free and I didn't think they were expecting it. So I managed to get a lot of kills, and even though they had Uber, I managed to get out, and even if I didn't, with the amount of kills I got, I think it still would have been worth it, because they would have been Ubered so far away from our gun, and we had so many numbers. So I think that's definitely worth it, aggressive pushes on defense. You just have to have the right conditions for it. The sniper was dead, we knew that they were fairly close and that we could get some kills with it. I think it was worth it. I don't know what all these random crick sounds are about. Are you hearing those, Rainy?
Yeah, I hear them.
That's really weird. I'm not sure what's happening. So, you know, standard defense, that soldier is an easy pick. I think the best thing to do as demo here is to just keep rotating and watching as many angles as you can. I'm essentially watching three. I'm watching the cart, the drop down area, and that little left elbow, which they're not really coming from, but I'm trying to watch all of those. So, I believe we have a slight Uber advantage because we forced their medic later, but no point in really using it yet. I mean, we don't have it yet, but I mean, I don't know. I think they're just pushing non-Uber. I don't really understand what's going on here. I think they're, I guess they were going for a suicide, but they committed their medic really hard for a suicide. I was surprised by that, but he meant, oh, yeah, no, yeah, that's the problem. They have to be more careful, mTs. I think they kind of struggled a bit this week because they lost their medic a lot. Like, Barnblitz really is like the brains of their team, and he's like calling, he's telling everyone what to do, he's healing, but because of that, it's very hard for him to also focus on staying alive, and I think if they had like more players who are calming a lot and being really smart, that maybe that would take some pressure off of him, I don't know. But it seemed like they lost their medic a lot. But yeah, I'm lagging really badly here. Hopefully it goes down. So yeah, just peeking up a little bit. I know I can spam that soldier for free. I'm trying to watch as many different angles as I can and always be spamming a place they might not expect me to. Unfortunately, I kind of let their sniper walk a little too far out there, but their sniper misses a shot and I cleaned it up. Clean her up. But anyway, I'm just trying to watch this as well as I can. Spamming out that upper right angle. And really, they haven't been able to crack our second point defense. I think we do a fairly good job here. We just don't let them get anywhere for free. As you can see, Axio killing their demo there. We just don't let them get anywhere for free without punishing them, and we're always aware of where they're coming from. The only way to really lose this point easily is to get blindsided. Like, if they come in from this left flank or something like that and you just don't expect it. I'm trying to spam this, but I don't realize their heavy's that close, so it was just a little bit of a risky. It's fine, I just back up. Anyways, they're finally coming in from the left elbow, which is a fairly good way to push it. I still probably prefer the drop down, but the left elbow is decent if you can get it undetected. I do see them though. I kill Squid, who's stepped in for Enigma. This map isn't the best scout map, which I think a lot of people noticed. Like, usually Scout's one of the most dominant teams when you're on a good team and you have a really strong scout. As I say, that Ninja actually runs in and kills their medic. I guess I jinxed it. And their soldier on the counter to the side. I don't know where Heavy is. I guess he must have died, or maybe he was just dealing with something else. But smart on that soldier, realizing that we didn't have enough people up there at the time and that he could get that easy for it. So I don't think there was much I could have done about that, even if I were watching the stairs. I mean, it's just so hard to stop a soldier. And yeah, my internet's not the best. Luckily, I still killed their engineer because blindly spamming the cart generally works regardless of your ping. Whatever the case, we forced them. Or sorry, we got forced, but it was right after their medic died. We didn't lose a lot. I don't think they might have a tiny Uber advantage, but if they keep overextending players like that pre-Uber, it's not going to matter. Their demo goes down. They're just not really giving themselves an opportunity to push this. Yeah, and their medic goes down right there. I go down for that, but I think that's probably worth it. I think we're going to lose it right here, but we held it for an incredibly long time. I'm not really too broken up about losing the point right now. Nice shot by Mindy. We're just spamming this as much as we can. Good call. That extra like 30 seconds blocking that point, you know, that might make the difference between us getting good or bad spawns. Might make the difference between us being up in time to hold the next point. You know, so I spawn here and I'm the last one, I think, to spawn in the old spawn, so I realize I have to back up because everyone else is farther back. So this is pretty good by us so far. We held second for a really long time because we just didn't let them get any free ground. I thought there was someone on that cart for the longest time. I didn't realize it just rolls down that hill for free. Learn something new every day. Marissa got a nice shot on their soldier. We have to really be, this is in point where we have to be incredibly careful of their sniper. One of the biggest reasons why it's so hard to hold. And I got headshot here, and I asked her to pop me, but before he can, Noko, she kills me with the ambassador. It happens, like I said, but we held it for long enough, so it doesn't really matter. I didn't realize it was that close to ending. I can't see the time. Whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna try to skip to the second half, if that's cool, Rainy.
Alright.
But yeah, no. Essentially, on offense, really just try to get a decent Uber, get their defender's advantage out of the way, and then just hope we win the DM fight afterwards by being aggressive and using our spawns. And on defense, we just focus on never letting our medic die, on not letting them push anywhere for free, but at the same time, if we see that we're losing the point, we back up so we don't get steamrolled to lose the next one. Because, I mean, it's true that last is still pretty good on this map, and people do call it, you know, payload last hold or whatever, but I mean, it's a little bit less good as before. You can still hold it for basically the whole time, but you don't want to take that risk. And I think there's really no reason to give up on the second point or even the first or third, like, completely for free. And as you saw, we did a really good second point hold, and I think that's a pretty easy point to hold too. So yeah, Rainy, just go to tick 75,000. Pause it, pause it. Actually, you're at tick 76,145, I see. No, stay. Oh, okay. Wow, the stream is behind, so I don't know what to do.
Just wait.
Yeah, 75,000 is fine. I'm sorry, I was trying to watch the stream to deal with it, but the stream is behind me. It's cool,
Yeah,
it's cool.
It's like loading right now. Just give it a second. Alright. Alright. I'm ready.
Okay, so on the count of 3. Actually, on the count of go after 3. 1, 2, 3, go. So yeah, we won that round, but we had a little bit of a dicey offense. Mostly, if I remember correctly, our Ubers weren't accomplishing a lot, and a couple times our team didn't come in fast enough right after the Uber to just clean up. I guess there wasn't a ton to clean up because we weren't getting a lot with the Ubers, but even so, I usually think it's worth taking the risk of just having everyone in your team commit post-Uber. Like, unless your Uber is so bad that they're literally like chasing you and killing your medic with their Uber, if you force them and then just back out and then re-come in, I mean, like, most of the time you saw I was getting stuck behind them, so if our team came in, the only way I could really do any damage is if they came in as well. That's kind of the biggest risk you face on payload offense is demo, and why like a lot of demos have their worst stats on payload offense. Because when they Uber in to like get the gun and stuff, they just get caught out, and then they're, you know, so you really need your team pushing fast, I think. I'm trying to use, but it was a little bit my fault too, I wasn't getting a ton of those Ubers. Anyways, I'm on the Alibaba's Wee Booties again here, trying to do something to get headshot. This point is really bad for demo suicides. I just wish they would take out that fucking giant train in the sky. I hate skyboxes like that. This and Viaduct, like, what's the point? Like, is it to balance it? Like, do they not want medics getting forced? You can deal with people jumping behind you, you just have to play smart. Anyways, I noticed that their medic is over there for some reason to the right. I don't understand that. I think he just wanted to rotate heals to the people on the flank, but I don't know, that's a little risky if their team is just pushing the cart and sees you. I guess nothing super bad comes with it yet, but I'm not sure if I would advise that. Our spy actually gets their sentry. Looks like he sapped the gun and then stabbed it. I'm confused. Anyways, so we're doing well here. Their heavy gets caught out. Their medic's super close. I see that. We get the force. Our medic's still in spawn. Actually, no, he's not. He's right here, but we didn't get forced yet either. This is a very good push on our part. And I don't think, yeah, their demo's definitely not getting out of this one. Really good job. Then, no offense to mTs, but that's kind of a textbook example of how not to play this point. You really don't want to get your respawn staggered on payload defense. What I mean by that is if your flank dies, your combo has to back out. Because you don't want to get in that cycle where like your NG and soldier die, and then while they're dead, your medic dies, your demo, and then while they're dead, your soldier dies. Like in that cycle where you just have to keep giving up points because you never have all 9 of your players alive. You really just want to get in a situation where you have all 9 up, or else you're just going to keep losing points. And right there, mTs didn't do a particularly great job of that. So we're getting ready to push this, and I think this is where the reason I don't think this gun is that great is, yeah, it forces you, but like you can just do what I'm doing now and walk past it and kill people. Like, if they think you're only going to use the Uber to kill the sentry, then yeah, I guess it's okay, but you can just always get right past them and do things, and I don't know, I don't think that was worth it on their part. Nice surf by Noko there, but, yeah. Unfortunately for me, Fathom's amazing, so I get destroyed here. But fucking power jack script, dude. He's like unhittable. Anyways, still very good push by us, and we're definitely gonna get this. has just got their demo man. Very underrated soldier. I don't think people know who he is. He's pretty good. Anyways, their heavy and medic are still trying to hold up top. And while I appreciate mTs's aggressive playstyle generally, I'm not sure if you can really pull it off when your demo dies, especially when we have better spawns. So I think we're still gonna get this. They're trying to rebuild their gun, but there's no way they're gonna keep it up. I actually get sniped. That's just about the only way it's gonna stay up. I guess I don't remember this game as well as I thought. Whatever the case though, they managed to hold this slightly for now, but I think, yeah, eventually this is gonna hurt them. I mean, we have such close to capping. I think we still have Uber advantage, yeah, because I killed their medic that one time. I get their heavy. I think they get Uber right here, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not. But yeah, we cap it. I managed to get a lot of kills, and they pop, but they pop after we've already capped the point, which is a big sign that they have to be getting out. mTs tried to do this thing where they continue to hold on after they capped, and I just don't think the spawns allow for it, to be honest. I mean, you can see how hard it's backfiring. Like, our players are spawning literally right here, and theirs are all the way at last. So, as much as I like playing aggressive most of the time, like, contextually, I just don't think that was the right call, to be honest. Not to take anything away from mTs, they're a great map, they're a great team, and this is a terrible map, and they probably, I'm pretty sure they hate this map, and I think it's one of their weaker ones, but still. Anyways, we're definitely going to get this point for free, and I think we still have Uber advantage. Actually, no, I think, if I remember correctly, everyone but Harvey died, and their medic got out here. So, nice work by them if that's the case. I think they're pushing with, oh, they didn't even have Uber there. I don't know what happened there. I think my team was not expecting them to overrun the flank, but Axio manages to get Harblue. Really nice shot. I mean, risk reward, like my life on offense is just worth so much less than their lives on defense. So, I mean, I'm not saying you can't push out aggressively, but you have to be super careful if you do. I don't know if that right alley is the place to do it, especially when most of the other team, including the sniper, is up, and Axio is just destroying them right now. I mean, like, I'll show you, I think, on defense holding last, because we didn't get a chance to do this time, but next time I think I'll show you how I like to hold this aggressively when I do. But anyways, we're trying to push them with our Uber advantage. We know that we have advantage now because they got their medic. Their medic's running away, but that doesn't really matter. I mean, if they're so far away from getting Uber, and actually, yeah, here, I get it, can't kill their medic and I die. Yeah, I was about to say, that was closer to the right call. I mean, when you're really close to getting Uber and you don't have it, I understand backing your medic out and trying to get it, but when you're nowhere near, you should literally just stay in and put out heals on people and die and hope that they, like, over-focus you or whatever. Because, like, you're not going to get the Uber, you might as well just put out as many heals as you can. So, that, like, knee-jerk reaction by Harblue to run it back into spawn, I don't really agree with that. I mean, when he came back out and got those saws on me, that was pretty nice, and that was probably the right call. If he had done that earlier, I think he might have even gotten Uber. Maybe not. Maybe that's a little optimistic, but yeah, we're doing okay here. That was a pretty good push by us. I'm surprised we didn't get the second point on the first try with how many kills they got. I think we just stopped capping the cart for just a little bit, and it was really close, and they got like a little lucky, and they did a good job of retaking it. But they definitely overextended once we capped it. So we're just setting up here for the defense. I think it's going to be the same as before. If I remember correctly, not to spoil too much, but I believe we have to give up second just because of how laggy I am in this demo. But it happens. And yeah, to people asking in chat, I get huge lag spikes at times. In general, my internet isn't amazing, but it's like definitely playable. You'll notice when it's really laggy, I promise you. It's not that bad right now. It's not really affecting me right now. So yeah, I'm spamming that left side just in case their sniper walks out there. I don't want to give their sniper any angle on anyone. The sniper has not walked out the left yet, which is fine, because if the sniper doesn't walk out the left, then the sniper doesn't really have an angle. So they're just trying to push the cart super fast. They pop super early on a scout, but I don't think that's super advised. Actually, Harblue manages to get out. That was nice dodging by Harblue, but still, the Uber didn't really accomplish much because they went super prematurely. I think they could at least try for like a suicide or a little bit of pressure before they do that. I mean, I understand the mentality of trying to get the Ubers out of the way, which is generally right for offense on payload, but on the very first point, you spawn so close and have such an advantage, and those points are so hard to hold that I don't think it's necessary. But nice little aggressive attempt by Sneaky, but he gets shit on by their heavy, and I get shit on by their sniper, so obviously that's a cue for our medic to leave. And Cabler smartly backs out right about here. Oh, and really nice play by mTs. That's exactly what you have to do as Soldier. Great work by him, and Sigafu and Ninja smart enough to get out. We played that really well. I mean, me and Sneaky kind of messed up by getting picked, but everyone else covered our slack. They realized that if our combo dies, our flank can't die, or else when we spawn right now, they wouldn't be alive, then we'd give up second, and it'd just be like a cycle of being on different spawn waves. And that's really the #1 thing you have to avoid on defense, is getting your team on different spawn waves and just being like half of your team up all the time. I know I'm repeating myself, but it's just that important. Anyways, they're pushing stairs already, but they don't have Uber, so this is not that smart. We're gonna chase, and yeah. I see no reason to keep chasing and get those kills. Risk not worth the reward. I might get some kills, but they'll spawn faster than me because I'm on defense, so if I possibly died there, I didn't think it would be worth it. I mean, I already got the medic, so it wasn't that big a deal, but I tried to just back up. Our heavy gets sniped, which is unfortunate, but he helped us a lot in that Uber, so it's like trade-off is worth it. We got the medic. And yeah, this is what I was talking about. Like I said, you'll notice when I'm laggy. This is something I have to deal with a lot. Because of that, I can't help our engineer when their demo is spamming in there, so our engineer has to move back. I think he's going to rebuild on the ground, and they're just getting a lot of time for free. Their soldier gets our sentry. He might have done that anyway because the direct hit, but still, I think it definitely hurt us a lot. While that's happening, our heavy gets backstabbed. We're all kind of distracted. So yeah, that lag spike definitely hurt us right there. It didn't kill our game, and yeah, Cabler gets caught out here. I don't know exactly what happened. I think he was trying to run away from the pyro. Me and Cabler probably should have backed out up top as soon as we lost our heavy and our sentry. but I was very distracted by lag, so I didn't make the right call. That was my fault, but at the same time, it's my internet that is terrible. But really nice play by mTs here. Nice knowledge of the hiding spots. You know, he knew they weren't going to be able to see him from up top unless they were specifically looking for him, and he just kills horribly. It's pretty rare for a team to be specifically looking for someone up top while they're trying to cap. Unfortunately, there's something that happens to our team a lot, which is every time, I swear to God, every time we go crits, Cabler dies before we get crits. Unfortunately here, he just overextends a tiny bit and walks past me, and that's just all it takes. I mean, he told me afterwards he thought that was the only big mistake he made this game, and I agreed, but it was not that good by Kaler. I mean, you have to be really careful as medic to not walk in front of your heal target in situations, especially on the third point. It's so easy to lose that third point because it's so hard to back up as like medic or heavy or demo. You just get caught out so easily.
The enemy has received additional time.
Anyways, we know they have Uber advantage, so our modus operandi here is to try to get an early force on them, kite it, and play heals. I know that that's the way I like to play aggressive, by the way. Peeking the stairs and just trying to kill anyone who's there. It's usually not that hard to pull off. I get the call that they're Ubering in, I think. Is that here? No, I guess it's not yet. I think right about now I get the call that they're Ubering in. I try to flank them, realizing that, but their heavy must have gotten called. I didn't realize that their heavy wasn't with their Uber. I overextend a little bit, but it happens. Luckily their Uber is not doing that much because their heavy's not with it. I think it was just a single with their demo, and maybe their scout, but it gets shut down. Axio, it looks like, got some nice snipes. We're cleaning this up pretty well, and nice work by us holding that. I mean, they had Uber advantage, but they were down a couple of players, and they didn't really push as a unit. Like, just because you have Uber advantage doesn't mean you can expect to win automatically when it's a really hard to push payload map. And I think when it's an Uber advantage, you need to take a lot of your players in and just focus targets really well, and only half of their team went in, and they didn't focus targets very well. So, yeah, we held it. We decided to do a little aggressive push out. Oh yeah, I guess it's just time was over. I didn't even realize that. Anyways, so that's the I guess general lesson for payload. First off, on offense. The way I like to call on offense, you really just want to use your Uber, get the Ubers out of the way, and then have your like flank classes collapse on them afterwards. And when you have Uber advantage, obviously you want a lot of your team to push in at once. When you have even Ubers, you just want to get a single Uber. But generally, you're not going to expect to have a better Uber than them on offense. They're on defense. They have the gun. They have defender's advantage. You just want to try to use your Uber to nullify as much of their defender's advantage as possible. Then push and just try to just keep the pressure up. Take any ground that they give you. Don't let your medic die in transitions. It's pretty simple. You know, just play your advantage as well. If you have numbers, if you have heals, if you have Uber, just use them. And then on defense, you want to, on the one hand, hold aggressively enough to not give them any ground that they don't deserve for free. On the other hand, if they like earn ground, so to speak, by like killing half your team, you have to like know when it's time to just get out. You don't want to like get in that situation where you just get rolled. Anyways, so that's about it. This wasn't a super eventful game. I don't think I played amazingly well. I think I got a lot of free kills that I probably didn't deserve, that their teams sorting me. I don't think it was one of my better games, but I didn't pick it to show like super flashy demo play. I picked it to show just a general sense of how defend on payload and attack, I guess, but especially to defend. I think we did a very good job defending too and defending last. We just didn't give them ground for free, didn't let them in without having to pop or without having to take a lot of damage, and we just kited things well and focused targets. And I mean that's just what you got to do. So yeah, that's about it. I will see you all next time. Any words, Rainy?
No, I'm fine.
I mean, if anyone has any questions in chat, I'll answer them real quickly. Other than Dog Floaties wanting me to sign his weapon. I have no intention of signing any weapons of Dog Floaties. Later, Wills. Why don't I cut you, Davey? Because Sneaky Polar Bear doesn't have enough time to play. So, yeah. If Sneaky Polar Bear had enough time, I'd cut you in a heartbeat. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. The escape plan is fine, dude. Like, I mean, it's obviously not as good, but except on 5 CP and Koth when you might use the whip, I don't think anything's really better. Most of the soldier melees aren't very good. I don't know, dude. What do I think of my team being called the best team in UGC Plat? We're not the best team in UGC Plat. I think we're safely now in the 2nd to 4th place bubble, potentially. which would be like mTs and Street Hoops and us. Maybe Street Hoops is looking like the best out of those right now. I think those are fairly close. I think Ginyu's still #1 because I don't have a main team, Wills. But yeah, I think that Ginyu's still #1 despite their loss. You know, regular season matches are random, but when it comes to the finals with a best of 3 and a double elimination, I think they'll be good. Why did I masturbate on the bus? Because I wanted to come, dude. That's why people masturbate. Anyways, Dog Floaties asks why BPM sucks now. I mean, that's a little harsh. I don't know if I'd go that far. The reason BPM isn't as good is because they lost almost all of their players who are capable of like calling and leading their team very well, especially their combo. Like they've had like Kozen and 4-4 on Medic who are good callers. They had Ruin on Demo who could call. Even Boink on Soldier did a lot of calling, and they don't really have that now. I mean, the only person on their team now who's really talkative is Cygnus, and as Giraffe's team proved, you can't really win with a Pyro main calling. Like, it's not ideal. So that's really why BPM is struggling still. I think if they had more direction, I mean, they still have the DM, but they just don't have a lot of players in their combo who are like really knowledgeable Highliner and can make like decisive calls. How I feel about Giraffe's team dying? It's kind of expected, to be honest. I mean, he took a team of like a lot of good individual players, but they didn't know each other at all. They just showed up to play Highlander like once a week, and they had no idea what they were doing with each other. No chemistry. They didn't hang out outside of game. That's just not a good recipe for a team. Like even this team that I made it from scratch this season, but like half the team is from Alpha Tango, so I had like some foundation. I mean, yeah, it's all the shitty players from Alpha Tango like Rainy, but I mean, it's still worth it because I get to have a team foundation. Giraffe is not the worst Pyro in Platinum, but he's also not the best. Far from the best. But he like, I don't even think Giraffe's a bad Pyro. He's just not a great team leader. But I never thought he was that bad a Pyro. Just being honest. People probably want me to say he's terrible. I don't know. I haven't played with him enough. Yep, Draft didn't get All-Star because girl Pyros, but I don't know. Catsy's pretty good. Catsy's pretty good. Which Pyro main would I fuck? Johnny, easily. Not even close. Not even close. Maybe Satan. Definitely Johnny though. Cards Against Humanity? No, not right now. I have paper to write. Anyway, that's about it. The questions are degenerating into dog floaties, so I think I'm gonna cut it off. See you guys later. Peace out, Cub Scouts.